website on our website, canadam.ctv.ca. Now, some back-to-school solutions for students.
The end of high school is the beginning of a whole new life for students, and many are anxious to head off for post-secondary education. But are they ready to pay for everything that comes along with it? Well, today in our Back to School series, we have tips on how students can budget for the school year. Tom Hamza, president of the Investor Education Fund, is here. And Tom, thanks for being with us this morning. I'm thinking a lot of kids are heading off to school for the first time, living on their own. Personal finance is probably not number one on their list of priorities right now.
I think you're absolutely right. We've got a school system that doesn't address it, and most parents don't talk about it as well. And so they're being sent off from a fairly cocooned environment to one where they're going to have some debt, and they're going to have some credit issues. They're going to have loans for the first time, many of them, and there definitely is a source of impending anxiety from certainly the research that we've done.
Now, you mentioned parents, and parents can be a big help in helping kids figure out their finances. When should parents sit down with their kids and start making plans?
Well, certainly you can't start too early. If you look at from the lower grades onwards, the first time people have an allowance, the first time kids start to have a first job, but definitely at the very latest, before they go off to university or college, and for the first time have to manage their funds, that's when you need to sit down with them, go through a set of budgeting exercises and help them understand what the cash flow implications of their decisions will be.
And maybe learn some of those things yourself if you don't, as a parent, if you don't have those skills already. Now, many students are taking out loans. They're going to have a big chunk of money at the beginning of the year. How do they make sure that they don't blow it all right off the bat?
Well, the very first starting point is to make sure that from a budgeting perspective, you understand what needs to happen when. So everything from when your outflows for tuition and for books will be to your regular costs of things like entertainment and all the other ancillary costs that you have. You need to have that projected so that you can
make a list.
Exactly. And a great place to go for that is getsmarteraboutmoney.ca. It's a website that's specifically focused on numerous topics, but certainly the student debt issue is a big one because it helps to both project what your costs will be in terms of both the university and all the ancillary costs, and also gives you the kind of budget spreadsheets that you might need to help to sort of imagine what's going to happen.
Okay, what about credit cards? A lot of kids are getting their first credit card, and that can be like a kid in a candy store.
There's two kinds of credit card issues certainly for college and university students. One is the standard credit card that has to be generally co-signed by a parent, and the second is when you start getting the credit for meal plans that you swipe with your card. Because unless you really understand what the implications of that are, not over 1 month and by October, but by May, for instance, when you still need to eat, you're going to have an issue. So you really need to think about ahead of time how much you have and how much you can spend.
So parents, students need to sit down, make a plan, and figure things out before they head off to school.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks so much for that.
Thank you.
Well, for a link to the Investor Education Fund, you can log on to our website, canadaam.ctv.ca. Tomorrow in our Back to School series, tips on choosing the right computer for your studies. And up next, she's gone from the set of Law & Order to the recording studio.